guys, today we're going to be shaking things up a bit. I know I've been covering a lot of camo uniforms from South Korea. Well, it's because I have a lot of them, but I decided to shake things up and go to something I've had in my collection for a long time, but never really got around to making a video on. It's not a super rare pattern, but it's a very cool one. It's the M93 Oakleaf pattern, adopted in the former Yugoslavia. Currently, it's used by, I believe, Serbia, or they use a variation of it, a more modern variation of it. But basically, this thing has seen a lot of use in many real, conflicts. This particular piece is unissued and is in very good condition. But let's just talk about the pattern real quick. So first of all, you'll notice the pattern consists of, four main colors. We have this dark green color right here. Then we have a lighter green, and then an even lighter green, almost like a mint color. So actually 5 colors, my bad. Then a black, and then a brown. So basically, we're gonna get a little closer. So basically that is pretty much what the pattern consists of in terms of color-wise. And then in terms of shape, what we have is, here's how the pattern got its nickname. They do seem to be kind of leaf-shaped blobs of color. In terms of the size, some of them do look pretty large. And it honestly kind of reminds me of one of my other favorite patterns, Belgian jigsaw. Not necessarily because the shapes look like jigsaw puzzles, but because of the way they interact. I do like, solid colors, not necessarily overlapping, but kind of like, on the border with each other. Like I wouldn't really call this overlapping because you can see like clear borders between the colors. This bit looks like a little piece of a jigsaw puzzle. So it is somewhat reminiscent of that in my opinion. But yeah, just a really nice pattern. I really just like how it looks. It just looks really nice in my opinion. And yeah, I just wanted to bring out this piece. It is pretty much mint, never really been worn as far as I can tell. So yeah, we're just gonna be taking a look at it today. And yeah, so let me set up the camera. All right, so first thing we're gonna look at, what we notice is, we got 4 pockets. So this is not a regular uniform like I usually show. This is kind of like a, what would I call it? A parka, basically. So it's like an outer layer, and it is a little bit long, goes a little bit past your belt line. Yeah, so these first things right here, got these pockets, and it pretty much uses all these buttons around. So we got buttons here, these little green ones that we can use to button or unbutton it if we so choose. So basically, that's what we got. And then you'll notice these little metal rings on top. I believe you could probably, hold grenades or other stuff on here. Not exactly sure the exact purpose of them, but there are one on each pocket. And then, like I said, got these same little green buttons on this side. Here's what they look like up close. And then as for the storage capacity, this top pocket is, somewhat large. You can fit your whole hand in there. So pretty solid capacity right off the bat. Then as you can see, we have these other ones on the bottom, which are much larger. They have another set of 2 buttons on each. These ones are already unbuttoned. And then for here, we can hold a lot more stuff in them. You can put easily your whole hand in there. So a lot of storage space. One thing that's interesting for this uniform is that we do have a zipper system. As you can see down here is the end of it, and then the top right here. So we do have a zipper, so it makes it easy to button and unbutton. So yeah, here's a look at the inside. You can see here we have a little bit of interior material to tighten it around your waist. So we do have a little bit of stretch material. Does look like there's a internal pocket here, so you got extra storage space. This one's not really quite as big. Well, it's actually, you can fit your whole hand in there pretty easy. Not too much depth though, in terms of depth. And then on the other side, there doesn't seem to be one. But yeah, that's pretty much what the inside looks like. You can see we have another, stretch material right here. Not exactly sure what this particular piece does, but let's look more at the tag, which I think you'll find pretty interesting because this is a newer model. So this one was made, as you can see, in the year 2000, size 96 centimeters, 172 centimeter length. This might be the month, and I'm not sure about this information exactly, but I do believe that this is the year of production, so that might be the month. So clean tag, white, you can barely tell that it's been washed. Then we have this optional hood that you can button on. You see we have buttons right here, and then we have drawstrings for the hood as well, it seems, and then more buttons back here which you can button on, but I didn't button them on. So yeah, optional hood, which is pretty cool. And then you can see that we have this little, for the clothes rack. But yeah, let me zip it back up again. So yeah, it's a pretty nice piece, a little bit of interesting backstory. I bought this on OfferUp actually, and it was from an individual. $40. The individual said that they bought it from a surplus store in Japan, so it made its way from, Yugoslavia, whatever country it was, now, somehow to a surplus store in Japan, and then it made its way all the way back to the US, and now it's back in my hands. So let's move over to the arms a little bit. We can look at that. This left arm has a pocket right here, and it's got, like the same as the other two buttons on each side. Pretty neat. Moving along to the wrists, you have a button system for the wrists as well, so that's pretty neat. You can see it has multiple buttons for the wrists. Another interesting thing I noticed, I'm not sure what this is right here. Looks to be a piece of Velcro, so it might be for some sort of identification. Basically, this just comes right off and comes right on. I never honestly noticed that when I first got it. I only noticed it pretty recently. So that's another pretty cool piece. The right arm doesn't have the same pocket as the other one does, but it does have the same method of wrist closure using this button. And here you can see a closer shot with all the stitching. Pretty cool. And we do have epaulets on the shoulders with a button, and you can see the epaulets here as well. So that's pretty cool. And then, like I said, got that interior waist adjustment, and then you have these strings down here for further adjusting it lower down. We'll flip it over real quick, see if we can see anything interesting. On the back, you mainly just see, again, the pattern itself. But what's also pretty cool is we have these two back zipper pockets, which give us a lot of storage. They go all the way through. It's one big pocket, I believe, that goes all the way through. Yeah, so your hands can meet in the middle here. So it's like a massive, big old pocket. You can store a lot of stuff in there, which is really neat. But yeah, big old pocket. Keep an eye out for these zippers. Like I said, the models may have changed over the years because this seems to be like a newer version. But still got the same classic pattern, and there are like some variations of this, but as the M89 version, which I think is basically the only difference is the colors. The colors are a little bit different, but functionally the geometric pattern is the same. Here we can see the back. Very cool. Very neat. I also like the pattern itself makes the pattern very nice, but also the colors, I think, are obviously a huge part of any camouflage pattern. But I particularly like the greens that they chose for this pattern. You know, we've got a very solid dark green choice, some very nice mint colors, really solid earth and brown. So overall, just great choices all around. And yeah, just really great pattern. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I think I covered pretty much everything about this particular piece. Sorry about the tripod shaking. It does give me some issues sometimes. It's a little strange. But overall, yeah, there it is. Yugoslavian M93 Camouflage parka. Thanks for watching.